everybody, welcome back to Life with Sharon. I'm Sharon and I am catching my breath. I did a little lap around the park. I'm a little bit winded as it's humid and it's hot, and it feels like there's like a lot of dust particles in the air to me. I guess when you have a breathing issue, that's the only way I can describe it. But I'm just curious what people think about the word or the term wealthy versus poor. And do you think of it only as in material gains, like, your checking account, how much you have in savings, your portfolio, the financial portfolios, your cars, your house, your, like how I don't know, your clothes, or, on the poverty side, do you think of living in a tent, living in a trailer, living in your car, living on SNAP, whatever, I'm just curious, like, what everybody's viewpoint is on what they think or what comes to mind when you hear the word poor, poverty, or wealthy. Walking around, I was thinking about both of these words and the P word and the W word, poverty and wealth. And it dawned on me that I'm in a season of poverty. And what I mean by that is it's literally a season, and hopefully the season comes to an end soon for me. But I'm in a season where this poverty is teaching me different life lessons, right? So I have, poor health, poor wealth, as in poor, like none. I live with friends in a living room. My car has mechanical issues that needs to be fixed, and I can't afford to do that. My health is completely gone haywire and went south, so very poor health. As a result, that's why I have no income, and my social circle completely plummeted down to nothing. Outside of pretty much just my household people, which is my son and my roommate / friend. And so I was like thinking about that, and I'm like, damn, I really am in a season of poverty right now, right? So there's been times where I was in a season of what I considered to be wealthy for my life, for my definition, for myself, because everybody's definition of wealth is going to be completely different. Some people are going to be like, no, I'm not wealthy until I have a $2 million home, $2 billion in the bank account, and XYZ. Other people are going to be at the other end of the spectrum, like myself, which is, wealthy to me was I had more than enough money to do whatever I wanted with. I always had savings. I didn't have to look at price tags when I went shopping. My cars were always nice and maintained, and no mechanical problems whatsoever. And my health was good. Most importantly, my health was good, and therefore I also had a social life. I had some what I thought were strong friendships. Now, that season passed, and I went into this other season, and in the last year now this is a year, August is a year that everything has kind of come to a head, and I can look back and go, wow, okay, so the people that I thought were good for me weren't, or they left, or whatever. They're not a part of my life now, and that's okay, right? And the job that I had was horrific on my nervous system. It completely took a toll on me. The stress and the chaos and the toxicity of the environment, and always walking on eggshells and biting my tongue and holding back what I really felt and what I really wanted to say and what I really wanted to do, etc., etc., etc. All of that got stored in my body. And after years and years of being like that, and not just those sets of friends or that particular job, but I mean decades, right? Everything finally came to a head. And now I'm at ground zero which some days, I'm not gonna lie, if that sucks and it feels like hell and it feels like I'm being punished and blah 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 and all this crap and restricted, like I can't even tell you how restricted I have felt. Restricted in diet, restricted in health, restricted in friends, restricted in just going places, restricted in money, just all these like restrictions, right? But now I'm like going, okay, well, if all of that has gone away and I am literally at ground zero now, the only way forward is literally to push forward, right? But in different ways. So I need to approach life differently, different mindset, different attitude, different perspectives, you know. Definitely needing to use discernment in the future when it comes to people, places, and things. You know, my health will come back. It's already starting to slowly come back, you know, and I understand. I mean, I'm almost 50 and I've had 50 years of chaos built up in my body, right? And one trauma after another. And traumas don't always just, you know, childhood, sexual, or physical or mental abuse traumas. Traumas literally can happen as adults, and they do happen as adults. So trauma is trauma, and the body is going to store all of it. It's going to record all of it, you know. And if we don't deal with it, then you end up like where I'm at today, in a season of poor health, poor wealth, you know, just a season of poverty, right? But you get to know who your people are. You really get to know who your people are when you go through this season. The ones who are really there for you, no matter what. And when you climb back up and you have, you know, all that your health comes back and your money comes back and your status comes back and whatever that looks like for you, like, you know, and you have your own home and all this stuff. And then if your past people try to come back into your life that weren't there for you, do not let them in. You cannot let what broke you or led to breaking you back in. You cannot trust that. You absolutely cannot trust that, because that shit will happen again over and over and over and over and over. So these are the lessons that I've had to learn. I've had to learn how to have boundaries. I've had to learn how to speak up for myself. I've had to learn how to say yes when I mean yes, no when I mean no. I've had to learn how to not explain myself so much, which I'm still working on that one, you know, and that a short answer is an answer, right? I'm learning that, you know, and that my health has to come first. Has to come first. If something's not for me, then it's not for me, and that's okay. I can let it go. And I've had to let go family members that I've loved and cared about. I've had to let go of children that I've birthed. I mean, the heartache has been real. I've lost people to suicide, to cancer, to drug addiction, literally, like died. I have gone through some serious heartbreak, and I didn't deal with it. Not the way I should have dealt with it. I avoided it. I deflected it. I projected it. I did everything that everybody does, and I held on to it, and I carried it, and it was a burden, and it was a heavy burden. And in the end, it made me poor. Poor thinking, poor feeling, poor adapting, poor health, poor money, poor. Again, there's that, you know, that poverty season. But I am excited to tell you that when it is my time to rise, and that time is coming, I've got a couple surgeries I got to get underneath my belt. But when I recover from those this fall, late fall, maybe early winter, my comeback year is right around the corner. And I won't be fooled. I won't be manipulated. I won't be tricked. I will start to hit my wealthy season. But it'll be a healthy, wealthy season. And when I get there, I want to teach you guys how to get there too. And that's why I keep putting little story splurts on my social media platforms. Because you're not alone if you're going through this. You're not alone at all. All right, y'all. Tell me what you think in the comments about wealth and poverty and what it means to be poor and what it means to be wealthy. And if you're wealthy and you're listening to this and you can relate to any of the brokenness in this video, please, please share with us any advice you have in your world. And if you are suffering and you're in a season of poverty and you're going through this, please put it in the comments so we can band together. We could pray together. We can vibe together. All right. You guys have a great day. Bye.